There is a city on a hill that has been called the center of the world. For 3,000 years, people have climbed toward it, prophets and pilgrims, kings and wanderers, drawn by something they could not fully explain. The stones here are made of a pale golden limestone, and at sunset, they catch the light in a way that makes the whole city seem to burn softly from within. The people of Jerusalem have a saying, 10 measures of beauty descended upon the world, and 9 of them fell here. Walk through the narrow lanes of the old city, and you are walking through 4,000 years of history at once. The same stones that Roman soldiers walked, that medieval pilgrims knelt upon, that crusaders and Ottomans and traders from every corner of the world have worn smooth with their passing. Jerusalem is not a museum of the past. It is a living city where the ancient and the modern exist side by side, where a child runs past a wall that is older than most countries. "3,000 years ago, King David chose this hill as his capital, a place between the tribes of the north and south, belonging to none and therefore to all. His son Solomon built a temple here that ancient writers described as one of the most beautiful structures the world had ever seen. The temple was destroyed. It was rebuilt. It was destroyed again. What remains today is a single retaining wall. Massive stones, some weighing hundreds of tons, fitted together without mortar and standing for 2,000 years. Jewish people from every nation come to this wall and press small folded prayers between its stones. They've been doing this since before memory. On Friday evenings, as the sun touches the horizon, a long, clear note rises above the city. It is the shofar, a ram's horn blown to announce the arrival of the Sabbath. For a moment, the markets fall quiet. Traffic slows. The whole city seems to pause and breathe. In that breath, you can feel something that has no name. The weight of time, the presence of something larger than any one people or any one faith. On the same hill where Solomon's temple once stood, there rises one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. The Dome of the Rock was completed in the year 691. Its golden dome visible from every corner of the city, its interior decorated with 45,000 square feet of intricate mosaic and geometric tilework. For Muslim worshippers, this is where the Prophet Muhammad began his night journey to heaven. For Jewish tradition, this rock is where Abraham was willing to offer his son, the very foundation of covenant between humanity and God. One stone, 3 memories, all of them sacred. Not far from the Golden Dome, down a narrow stone lane worn smooth by centuries of pilgrims, stands the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Christians from every denomination in the world, Greek Orthodox, Roman Catholic, Armenian, Coptic, Ethiopian, share this ancient building, each community tending its own altar and chapel within. Every year, thousands of pilgrims from every country on earth arrive here carrying candles, singing in dozens of languages, kneeling on the same stones. Jerusalem does not ask what language you pray in. It simply receives you. Jerusalem has a market that has been running for over a century, a place called Mahani Yehuda, or simply the Shuk. Here, more than 250 vendors sell everything from fresh figs and pomegranates to spices brought from every corner of the world. The air is thick with the smell of cardamom and fresh bread and roasting coffee. Vendors call out prices in Hebrew and Arabic and Russian and Amharic. On Friday mornings, the whole city seems to come here at once. Families buying food for the Sabbath, old men tasting olives, children chasing each other between stalls. Jerusalem is not only its ancient stones, it is its people, the baker who has been making the same bread since before he can remember, the old man playing backgammon in the afternoon shade, the school children running through the Armenian Quarter, the musician playing in a doorway as the sun goes down. Every person here carries a history that stretches back further than most nations. And yet they're simply here, alive, going about the ordinary, beautiful business of living. To the east of the old city, across the Kidron Valley, rises the Mount of Olives, a hill covered with ancient olive trees and the oldest cemetery in continuous use in the world. Jewish tradition holds that when the Messiah comes, the resurrection of the dead will begin here first. Every faith that has ever loved Jerusalem has left something on this hill: a church, a garden, a grave, a prayer. The olive trees are older than the religions that shelter beneath them, and they will still be here when this moment, too, has passed into history. Every year, 3 million pilgrims come to Jerusalem from every country on earth. They come carrying photographs of loved ones they have lost, prayers written on small pieces of paper, hopes they're too large for ordinary words. They come barefoot and in silk robes and in jeans. They come speaking Amharic and Korean and Portuguese and Polish. They come alone and in vast groups, weeping and singing and standing in silence before something they have dreamed of their whole lives. Jerusalem receives them all. It has been doing so for 3,000 years. The philosopher Martin Buber wrote that Jerusalem is not simply a place. It is a conversation between the human and the divine that has been going on for so long that the stones themselves seem to be listening. Whatever you believe or do not believe, whatever tradition you carry or have left behind, there is something that happens when you stand on this hill. Something quiets. Something opens. You become, for a moment, part of a story longer than any single life. Jerusalem has been conquered and liberated, burned and rebuilt, divided and reunified. It has been prayed over by every religion and fought over by every empire. And still it stands, its golden stones unchanged, its narrow lanes still full of the smell of spices and bread and frankincense, its bells and calls to prayer and shofar still rising together into the same ancient sky. The city does not belong to any one people. It belongs to all of us who have ever looked toward it and felt in our hearts that we were almost home.